about 30 years, I think. They just had their 30th anniversary, and it just keeps getting better. They're still making them. It's a very rugged airplane. It's so to say the DC-3 of the military transport business.
How many countries are flying these? Any idea?
Oh, yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I would conservatively say there's 35 or 40 countries around the world flying this aircraft as military and as civil aircraft. Some places use these things as civil aircraft, yes, because it's more conducive to moving equipment into relatively remote areas than some of the African countries, for example.
Did we have we in years past had the same kind of ground assault? And I don't recall seeing it on the ground quite this way before. No,
we're covering it better too, Jim. That's the other part of it.
I was wondering.
In the past, what we've had is the paratroopers jump out, and today these gentlemen chose to land and then make a ground assault, which is sometimes dictated by the intensity of the ground fire. If you're in a parachute dropping 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet, remember now that in Grenada a couple years ago, the men came in initially at 2,000 foot, which would be a minimum altitude normally for a jump. They found the ground fire so intense, they stayed in the airplane, went back around and jumped at 1,000 feet, which cuts down to maybe 10 or 15 seconds, the amount of time that they're exposed in their parachutes coming down to the ground. Okay, now we're going to have the treat. Suppose now, okay, you're on the ground and you got to get some people out of there. Now this is the thing that, well, to leave an airplane on a parachute is, not one of the things I'd love to do. To go back up in one, dangling on a rope, is definitely not one of the things I want to do. So now we're showing an extraction technique, whereby the gentlemen will lash themselves to the bottom of the UH-1 helicopter here in special harnesses, as you can see. This is one of those things that for weekend warriors, I don't know if they can pay me enough to do. They'll secure themselves and they'll hold hands. They've got a tether, and they hook themselves together, arms and legs, so they don't flail around too much. This is the first time, Jim, we've seen 4 guys. In years past, we've only had 2 guys being extracted, but we have 4 volunteers for the demonstration this year on the.
And the smoke canister on the legs too. That's a little fancy touch.
Again, just to help.
Would not be done in combat, probably.